Righto, time to go.
It's not flash, we pushed on too far and now the pub's shut. It's 10 past 10. I reckon you're a bigger bogan.
It's about at this point you really question your life choices.
It's most definitely going to catch on fire.
Pretty bad. Righto, if all else fails.
Yeah, that's right. Don't tell people that we know when we don't know what we're doing. Are you putting that on the video now?
Don't forget, when installing new suspension like this, make sure you lube your pin. Actually sounded like I knew what I was talking about for once. It's rare.
Oh!
Last episode I predicted what we were going to get done, and I really got bugger all of it done. Confident this time I'm going to have another crack, so definitely got wheels and tyres to go on. Super excited about that. We got the diff housing back, the lockers in so we can install that. I've got the rest of the brake lines for the front housing. We can bend them up and put them in. We've got a booster to put on, heaps of little loose ends to tie up. But this is it. This is what I'm excited about. This is going to really set off Lance. To go along with that, the Wheel Deal have come on board as a sponsor, and they've been kind enough to supply us with these wheels and tyres. I can't thank them enough. It's just such a big step forward in the Lance project. We have dealt with them in the past. I approached those guys to see if they wanted to be part of this project, and I'm happy to say that they are. And you'll be seeing a lot more of those guys coming up in the following projects. They're a great wheel and tyre supplier. They ship Australia wide. These guys delivered straight to my address. So I was really surprised with that through toll. Super easy, and what a great looking tyre. 255 85 16, a really quite an odd size these days. BF Goodrich KM3, killer tyre, good quality, and like I said, she's going to look pretty fat sitting in the shed on Lance. So let's get into it, guys, and see if I can actually get through all these things I'm predicting. And hopefully the wind hasn't ruined that whole lot. Let's do it.
Is that a gasket?
Surely is.
See, I am learning.
It's to stop all the insides coming to the outside. Nine more. Well, how good does this look, guys? I'm pumped to have some wheels and tyres on it now. And to celebrate, we thought we'd put the bonnet back down and the front bib back in place. It's the most complete the car's looked for probably a month now. Yeah, so just to rehash on the wheels and tyres. So I said earlier on, the Wheel Deal have come on board as sponsors and they supplied me with my choice of wheel and tyre package. I went with the Dynamic Steelies because I've got them on the Cruiser already and I've been really happy with them. And I think it really suits the look of the old truck. I didn't want a flash set of alloys on it. I needed something that looked purposeful, and a black steel rim to me is the epitome of, you know, a hardcore off-road 40. Has been for many, many years, and I don't think it's changed. Not just any black steel, it's a dynamic wheel, and there's a lot of reasons why you should choose a quality brand steel wheel, especially in steel wheels. The cheaper ones are made with really pretty ordinary tolerances. If you go to the Wheel Deal website, they've got a lot of videos on there that explain the differences between a cheap steel wheel and a probably $10 dearer per wheel to get a quality one. It's not a lot of money, but there are quite a few good reasons. On top of that, I mentioned we got the KM3 in a 255/85/16. I did that because the old girl, or the old boy I should say, doesn't have power steering, and to keep that tread pattern narrow, I think it'll help us immensely. Plus, it'll probably be lucky to make 100 horsepower, so we don't want to suck the power out of it too much. But it's almost a 34-inch size, so that top end gearing as being a 4-speed, I think it'll be perfect on the highway. It'll just give me that little bit more top end. So yeah, super pumped to have them on board. And to celebrate, they're giving us a coupon code to use, guys. I'll put it down below here. Smart Touring Systems. If you go onto their website, super easy to use. All the information's there, what wheels will fit your vehicle, and then add the tyres to it. And on the point of checkout, you put that coupon code in, you'll receive 5% off whatever deals that are already going. So if they've got a 5 or 10% off deal, you'll get another 5% off using that coupon code. And 5% doesn't sound like much, but on $3,000 or even, you know, $2,000 and upwards, which most wheel and tyre packages for 4x4s would be, 5% will really help you guys out. We really thank those guys for offering that to our audience, and thanks for watching, guys, and it's a way we can give back. So I've been doing a few things under the bonnet. I did a new water pump, thermostat, alternator belt, replaced the fuel line all the way back to the tank. I did have a fuel leak there for a long time. The little plunger to prime it. So we've done a few maintenance issues to the motor. Like I said, I didn't want to spend bulk coin on the engine. I don't know how reliable it's going to be, but there's some cheap things just to make sure that, you know, we don't want to just cook it because a $100 water pump's no good. So we've done that. We'll come back to the rear housing is finally in, as you saw previously. I'd love to say it was easy, but it really wasn't. Thanks to my good mate Dave for helping me out. We spent hours setting the pinion up. We would have put that pinion in at least 20 times, just trying to get the preload right. I ended up having to linish down shims because we didn't have the proper shim kit. Look, we learned heaps doing it. We enjoyed doing it, and I believe we've done a good job, but time will tell. And if it breaks, you guys will see it. So look, I hope this video shows you guys that anything is possible, especially with those hard lines, the brake lines. I'm not a mechanic. I enjoy this, like I've said in the past, and I've done a lot of research into how to do all this in the past, but a lot of these things are the first time I'm doing them. And the brake lines was honestly one of those things that could be done by most people. It was quite simple to do, to the point where I probably will eventually replace the rest. There's not many more left now. But yeah, that's where we're at, guys. Let's get into it. So last episode we did the full disc brake conversion. Went into great detail with that. It was quite a big job. Cut really nice. I'm really happy with it. So to go along with that, we do have to upgrade the booster. I've got an 80 series booster through Mr. Land Cruiser, and apparently this will work with a late 47 60 series master cylinder that is valve for disc at the front, drum at the rear. So we'll go ahead, we'll pull all that apart. I have the booster. I do need to sit down and do an order through 4x4 this afternoon, and I'll order the correct master. That's not a big deal. But yeah, just another little job to get done. So let's get into it, pull it down. Again, first times for everything, so we'll see how much of a trick this is to do, and hopefully it helps you guys out watching me make mistakes. I'm guessing there's bolts up under the cab. We'll go on and tackle them. We need to undo those 4 bolts right there. Tap. Holding the brake pedal to the actual back of the booster, we've just got a tiny little pin, and a cotter pin goes through it. I'm gonna get some tape and tape to the actual brake pedal. Little parts like this, I've found it is so worth just taping to the corresponding part, so you can find it later on. Out with the old, in with the new, and it is physically heaps bigger. Heaps bigger. So hopefully it all fits in there. There's no guarantees. So just to show you guys the difference, the 80 series one is heaps bigger. Now I've got a funny feeling there will be a slight modification, and that will involve some pliers, but we'll see how we go. Alright, it did say when I bought it that you may have to cut the end of the shaft off so it doesn't protrude too far through to where the brake pedal needs to sit. Look, I'm Lee going into this quite blindly, but that's what makes it more interesting, hey? Sit it side by side and do some measurements off the old one. Maybe even make some phone calls, because I don't particularly want to buy 2 of these. This was actually one of the cheaper things though. It was $230, which I didn't find that too bad. I would imagine it's aftermarket, so hopefully the quality's okay. As far as the kit goes, it's pretty comprehensive. So it comes with a spacer bracket. I would imagine just to get the distance between the booster and the pedal right. That's solid plate steel. It's not a bad thing. So scratch a bit of the dirt off. I don't want to clean it up too much. We'll clean it right at the end. And then yeah, see how it's going to sit. Wonder. So that's gonna go on there like that. No idea. Righto, so what I'm thinking in my head would be to try and get this linkage point identical off the back face and transfer that same length over to this one. That in my head sounds like it should be right. So we do need to try and get a pretty close measurement, however it is adjustable. So I'm 95mm to the underside of the linkage, so we'll see if we can achieve that. And I think what they mean is that little bit of thread pokes through. It looks like it's going to. Righto, it makes sense. They did say there would be some thread to trim off the end, and there is. Both the linkages are set at the right height, and my next door neighbour's mowing their lawn, which is very hard to make a YouTube video with someone mowing the lawn next door. So roll some B track now, and I'll put some music behind it. Sit back and have a bit and enjoy. So far, it seems quite straightforward. I think the physical fit is going to be a little issue. Let's go and have a look, see if we don't have to attack it with a pair of pliers. It's going to like just massage a bit of bodywork out of the road. look away if you're a purist. Love it when something works. So the point where the vacuum line goes on is on the opposite side on this booster. The other one was over the top here. So look, even if that was up there, it probably would have struggled to reach because this one's so much fatter. But that is actually, to be able to spun around, it is like dead set perfect. I did buy a new line for the vacuum pump. So we'll replace that tiny little 100mm that we're about to put in there. It goes to hard line, down to the bottom of the cab, and then back into soft line into the little tank, which is one of the next jobs we're going to tackle. It's been, you know, bashed and bruised over the years, pretty bent up. We're going to bend him back into shape and do some wire wheeling. It's been at least a day, maybe 2 days since I've done wire wheeling. Starting to miss it. Okay, before we get into my favourite, the wire wheeling, I do have the front tail shaft here. It can go back in, so might as well. I'm just trying to tick off some jobs here that, you know, I'm in the shed, it's ready to go. Look, I don't have the master. I bought the booster. I've got to sit down and do an order. Look, there's so many pretty things you see on YouTube of, yeah, I've got all these parts and I'm just going to put it all together. That's not how a project goes. You do bits when you can. You do things to see what you then need. I mean, obviously I need a master because I've got a new booster, but also I need to order some other bits, and I wanted to do a few more things and see if anything arose that I needed. So I'm doing this in a way that most people would do it. You do it when you got time. You do it when you get parts, and I know I have more time to do it than most people. I'm lucky. We have turned this into somewhat of a little bit of a business, and I feel very grateful for that. And I'm very thankful that you guys tune in and watch, because without you guys, none of this would happen, and I wouldn't be able to justify doing any of this. I'm really, truly enjoying it, but it is very time consuming and it is quite costly even with sponsors. So thanks again, guys. Hit subscribe, share it with your friends. It does make a difference. Anyway, we'll get this front tail shaft in. Once that's in, I can move it around again. It's under its own steam. I do need to drain both the diffs and refill them with oil though, so we will not go driving too far because I just spent so much time rebuilding them. Anyway, tail shaft time. Oh man, my cameraman died. Moment of silence. Fuck. That is so painful. That's all I've used in the shed since I started this. It just clips to anything. Usually it's the step ladder or the 3-foot steps is the tripod, and this is the little guy that clips to him. It's been really good to me, and I have to buy another one. Anyway, you're gonna have to trust me that I am putting the tail shaft in. There'll be no video of that because it's too freaking hard to clip it anywhere when your clip's broken. Righto guys, as happens so regularly, life gets in the road, family commitments and work also. So we put Lance on the back burner for the last few days. Our next episode, we have a few options of what we can do. We can finish the bar. We do have the winch for that now. A really nice looking carbon winch to put on the front of the Lance. I've got some mild steel bends in 3-inch exhaust pipe to do a bit of a rat rod style snorkel, and we're not going to just finish it at the top of the screen. We're going to do something a little bit different I haven't seen before. Whether it looks good or not, time will tell, but that's what I want to do. The other thing we can attack is the inside, really start to clean that out. Anyway, there's some options for next episode. We'll see what we get done, but as always, don't forget, you only live once. Get out there and enjoy it. Thanks for watching.